All these doors have a new deadbolt and an old deadbolt. People are always using the wrong one and breaking the keys. Like every week they have broken keys. They don't work. Okay. I just now saw your shirt that says pothead, and I get it now, but I was like, why is this woman a pothead? And yesterday was 420. Sorry.
Earl May, if you want one.
Earl May.
Earl May.
I think I would. I'm a pothead myself.
I love it.
So 218 is a lot of fun. It's our most active room. And you know, in January, every year we have an event here we call ESP weekends. And there's 2 of them, usually right after New Year's, those first 2 weekends. We stay up all night long in all of our haunted rooms, and we talk to the ghosts. We get as much action out of them as we can, and we take a lot of pictures, and we have professional ghost hunters here with us who have a reputation. Some of them are on TV. And Michael's room here is always our most fun, and we stay in there and play as long as we can. We have had this ghost show up and interact with us. I've seen him do things we asked him to do. He's also just prolific. He's always doing something. His favorite thing is opening the French doors that go out onto the balcony. And just a couple of weeks ago, we had a couple, in fact, they were complaining about it. They said, every time we go back in our room, those French doors are open. And it was freezing cold outside, so they couldn't keep their room warm. Well, there's nothing we can do about it, because they have a chain that locks them together, you know, one of those sliding chains, and a peg that locks it to the floor. And he opens all of that every time. People have heard the chains rattling sometimes, but they can't catch him. They mostly just notice a change in temperature in the room. But he does open all the doors and the drawers, bedside table drawers, the big dresser drawers. There's a bathroom closet door, French doors, front door. He opens all of them. And he's considered a poltergeist because of his activity, opening and closing things, moving people's stuff, and he hides a lot of things, but not very well. And he does put them where they just don't expect to find them, places they knew they hadn't left them. Our favorite story here, though, was a woman who came here for a wedding, and her teeth disappeared. Now, nobody loses their teeth, right? She was very upset because they could not be found anywhere. She said she had to get ready for this wedding without her teeth. So she got her outfit on, and she pulled out her shoes. She said had been in the box the whole time. She hadn't taken them out of the box. She pulled her shoes out, put her feet in, and guess what was in those shoes? Now, women for years have been asking for this room because Michael's known to be a little bit of a flirt. His story of his death, actually, he was part of the crew that built the hotel, and he fell when he was trying to get the attention of a young lady down below. He was only 17. Can you imagine all those girls in the college here having a great time with Michael, him having a lot of fun with them? Did y'all see that postcard up there in the room we started in over my left shoulder? That was one of the students writing home about a Ouija board. She must have wanted to talk to this ghost. Anyway, lots of the ladies that have stayed in here said their shower curtain moved or opened. Some said they were in the bed alone and it felt like somebody crawled in with them. They felt the movement, heard the sound. Some even talked about seeing a dent. Some say he touched them. What we hear about is very benign. It's a hand on the cheek, around their wrist, or their ankles. The pervs, he's not one of them, but they're over at the Basin Park, I can tell you that. But Michael's pretty nice about things, but the guys, they have a different story. In the shower, they're saying their shower curtain hasn't been opening, but their water's either really hot or really cold. Some thought they saw the handle turning. We know he's turned the water on himself. We also have turned it on for him because he likes that energy. It changes the energy in the room. In the bed, there's been gentlemen who said they woke up cold because their covers were removed. Some of them said they were feeling kicked out of bed. So he does seem to prefer the ladies. There's a lot of stories online about this room. You can go online and look at our Facebook. For years, there's America's Most Haunted Hotel. There's also a group now called the Crescent Hotel Ghost Tour, and I manage that one. And then my page also, Facebook Ghost Tour Log. I've actually got several photographs of faces on this door. One shows up here that looks pretty creepy. And then there's one of a man with a big mustache and a goatee, and one that has 3 different faces in it. It's pretty cool. And I don't know who they are, but I don't think any of them are Michael. All right, come on down this way now. There's a gentleman seen coming off the elevator sometimes. Torso, no legs, but we believe it's Dr. Ellis because we smell his pipe smoke. suspicious that maybe somebody came here and they were burning some tobacco smoke just to give us thrills. Because we all smelled it, and we all smelled it in our noses. It was olfactory. When we normally smell this, though, it's not that way. It's the paranormal smell, which is in your mind. It's a sixth sense thing. Anyway, Dr. Ellis had a clinic here in the early days of the hotel, and he's been seen drifting across into this room. He's also been seen down in the 101, which was the governor's suite. They were good friends, and he was here as part of that Eureka Improvement Company. He helped them to design the plumbing system, apparently, for the town. And he had a place downtown where the Rowdy Beaver Den is now. And there's a downtown walking ghost tour. They take people into that basement there. And it's Dr. Ellis, we believe, is haunting there, plus others. You know, for years, a lot of people came here sick and diseased and dying for decades. This town has seen a lot of death. Now, the wing behind me here is called the Children's Wing. And we don't know exactly if it's because the hospital had a children's wing. We think it might have been, but like I said, we don't really know a lot about Lakers Hospital. But there have been complaints about kids running in the hall back here for years, late at night and in the middle of the night. One night I was standing here and I felt something like this on the back of my skirt. And many nights I've come through here and I've tested this radiator with this thing, and it almost always goes off. 6 times though I counted it didn't, and I could not find a signal. And I don't know, but I think it's a seat where they like to hang out and watch all the action. I can't tell you why it goes off or why it doesn't. I want to show you a picture. Does anybody want to play with the kids? Anybody here great with kids? A couple of weeks ago, I had a bunch of people taking pictures, and I was here with a little boy, letting him do that. And look, a lady took about 7 photographs, and one of them had this little girl coming down the stairs. She took them all, one right after another, all within the same minute. That one had this little girl. I remember I was here because nobody came down the stairs while I was here with that little boy. You see, there's a bunch of people now, and no children. So if y'all take pictures, maybe you'll get a kid. I think this might be a ghost. Pretty good chance that it is. Here's another little girl running in the hall, and it was zoomed in from the original picture. But she was down the hall, and I don't think so. Come on down here and take a bunch of pictures. I want to show you several more. Excuses. Okay. If y'all would please, are you okay with your picture getting taken? Could be on the internet. Take her picture as much as you will. Take a minimum of 3 every shot. And take some right here next to me. I've got a little girl that I've had 4 psychic people tell me about. This little girl standing right here, they say, is holding on to my skirt. And last summer, one lady said, there was a little girl here that really wanted me to know her name. And it's Clara. So I know her name now, and also we got a lady that got her picture last year. She has red hair. She's wearing a green outfit, and she has on white shoes. So this is my little friend Clara right here. And I sometimes don't get the signal right here, and I have to ask her to come over, but I think she's already here and holding on to my skirt. And I want to get another picture of her, so if I could, get all of you to say hello to her at the same time. That gives her a burst of energy, and then take a photograph, okay? Are you ready? So everybody say, hi, Clara.
Hi, Clara.
We're going to take your picture, sweetie, so smile. You look so pretty. You know what's crazy? My own 2 children have that same red hair. So I've got several pictures here. In this hallway, like I said, children run and scream in the night, but also in these rooms they're active, especially these 2 on the right. For years, people have said they rolled over half asleep and they saw a little girl they've never seen before. She's standing next to the bed staring at them. And when you're half asleep, that's the best time to see ghosts because you're not quite awake and you're not quite asleep. There's also activity in 205 here. I brought my daughter and 4 of her friends for her 13th birthday, and they didn't sleep all night. My daughter's got an active sixth sense, and she said she had a finger stuck in her ear, and they all felt movement around on the bed, and people have heard pitter-patter of little feet. Mothers have woke up around here for years also saying they heard, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," and they get up and it's not their kid calling them. So that kind of thing. So here's this picture that was taken down here in this hallway. There's a blue mist and an orb. And I zoomed in on this orb because or the mist. I wanted to see what I could see in it. And hey, yeah, where are we going? I came all the way over here, didn't I? Anyway, so this blue mist, I got zoomed in, and I think I see several little faces in it. We've heard that the psychics said for years there's a bunch of kids, little bitty kids, and then older ones too, and they all kind of hang out together here. I don't know, does that look like a bunch of little heads to you? Kind of clustered together? That's what I think I see, but it's vague. I see several eyes. I've got another one here that was a little girl on the tour one night named KK. She was standing down there with a bunch of adults. She was the only child, and you can clearly see that it looks like two kids down there instead of one. So there was a little girl in front of her, and you can't even hardly see KK. Wow. This was the first one I ever got, in fact. See? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dogs come to this hotel also, and they act kind of strange in these rooms, people say. In fact, I asked a couple coming out of 205 one night, I said, "How's your dog doing in that room?" And they said, "Funny you should ask." The dog had gone into her toy bag and got all her little toys out, put them all over the room in different spots. They said they'd never seen her do that. So, Miss Clara, where'd you go? There you are. You want to hold my finger and go downstairs? Please? Look, we're going to try to take your picture too, okay? Smile. Hold my finger. Y'all follow me downstairs. Let's see if she'll go with me. See if y'all can get a picture of her also. Come on, Clara. If she's into this, it'll be pretty fast. Come on. Oh, it's a single stall. Are you coming with me? Hold my finger.
Because I know they thought we were waiting, and we're like, no, our friends in there, we're waiting for her.
What's going on?
Okay.
No. Stop. You're good. You're good, girl. I guess she has to go.
Okay.
We will.
I'm gonna pick her up right now.
Finding your gun.
Come on, Sarah. Come on, hold my finger. I think I lost her. She came down earlier with me though. All the way down. I got it. You got it? Oh,
Maybe she said, pull my finger.
Anybody else want to hold this? You take a turn. Come on over here by the desk.
Crescent Hotel. Ghost tour.